Hello everyone, I am so excited to read this book with you all today. It's called Flotsam. Flotsam is a fancy word for things that wash up on the beach. But what is it in the book? Let's go ahead and find out. What are you? Jacob whispered to a small hermit crab. A lobster with a colorful shell? Don't be shy, I just need a closer look so I can figure out your species. It was mid-July 2003, while Jacob's parents relaxed under an umbrella on the beach. Jacob was busy with an investigation of his own, equipped with all his essential tools. He carefully examined the tiny creatures with his trusty magnifying glass along the shore. After observing the crab, Jacob gently set it down. "All right, you can go now." He turned toward the ocean. "That will be my next spot," he said to himself, picking up his pail and shovel. As he walked closer to the water, something caught his eye. Another crab! He bent down and carefully reached toward it. Suddenly, a giant wave roared toward the shore. Whoosh! The powerful water rushed in, snatching his pail, his shovel, and the little crab all at once. Jacob lost his balance and tumbled into the cold, foamy surf. The water swirled around him and tossed him like a toy. For a moment, he couldn't see or breathe. Then, just as quickly the wave pulled back, Jacob found himself sitting on the wet sand. His pail lay to his left, his shovel to his right, seaweed clung to his feet. The crab was a little further away, but safe. Then he noticed something else, tangled in dark green seaweed and half buried in the sand, was a strange, squared box. Curious, Jacob picked it up and brushed off the sand. He read the words printed on the side. "Melville Underwater Camera. This is incredible," he whispered. He ran to his parents. "Mom, Dad, look what I found." They examined it carefully, but looked puzzled, unsure what to do. They walked together to the lifeguard. The lifeguard looked equally puzzled. Jacob knew what he had to do. He would investigate it himself. Sitting down, he carefully opened the camera. Inside was a roll of yellow film. What could this be hidden inside? He wondered. Convinced the film held important clues, Jacob hurried from the beach to a local photo studio. The lady behind the counter was busy talking on the phone. Jacob stood patiently, carefully handing over the mysterious film. She took it and briefly looked at it. Then she turned, quickly found another roll just like it, then said, "You can come back in an hour." Jacob stepped outside, waited and waited. Every minute felt like an hour. He was restless and couldn't sit still for a moment. Finally, it's time. He got the pictures. He raced back to the beach. He couldn't wait to sit down and look at each one of them. As soon as he looked at the first picture, his eyes widened in amazement. He leaned closer. He could hardly believe what he was seeing. The first photograph showed magnificent redfish swimming through the sea, but one fish was extraordinary. It was made of tiny, shining gears and clock parts. Its tail moved with precise mechanical clicks, and spinning cogs turned inside its body. Who could have made this? Jacob wondered. While Jacob was still gazing at the amazing machine fish, he remembered the other pictures. He quickly looked at the next one on the other hand. This picture was even more intriguing. It showed something he could barely believe. Giant octopuses and little fish were sitting on the couches as if they were having an important meeting beneath the sea. What could they possibly be talking about down there? Jacob giggled. Another photograph revealed a giant yellow pufferfish floating like a hot air balloon, with a little basket hanging underneath. Then he saw something even more remarkable, a miniature kingdom with colorful ice cream-shaped castles growing on the back of a giant sea turtle. Each picture was more extraordinary than the last. He saw tiny blue aliens wearing green helmets exploring the ocean floor. He saw enormous starfish with forests and mountains growing on their backs. But then Jacob noticed something unusual. Among the magical sea creatures was a photograph of children, real children, each one holding a photograph. And inside this photograph was another child holding another picture. The images grew smaller and smaller. "I need my magnifying glass," Jacob exclaimed. He examined the tiniest image with his magnifying glass. Still curious, he remembered his powerful microscope. This might be just the tool he needed. He got it and placed the photograph carefully underneath. At 10 times magnification, he saw a boy clearly. At 25 times, another child appeared. At 40 times, even more faces emerged. As he increased the magnification, something astonishing happened. The colorful photographs slowly faded into black and white. The children's clothing changed. Their hairstyles grew older in style. Jacob realized he was looking back through time, all the way to the 1800s. Each tiny image was a window into the past. Jacob marveled at the pictures, different faces, different places, and different time. But one thing stayed the same, the very camera he held. It had traveled through so many hands, connecting every child. Jacob felt a magical bond with all these people from long ago. The wind began to grow cold. The sky darkened. "Time to go home," his parents called. Suddenly, Jacob had an idea. He would continue the camera's amazing journey. He carefully held the photo, then aimed the underwater camera at himself and the ocean. Click! Jacob took his picture, adding his face to the camera's long, amazing journey. Right after Jacob clicked the camera, a giant wave surged from the sea. Splash! The water crashed over him, scattering all the precious photographs. When the wave pulled back, Jacob quickly checked the camera. It was safe. Then, with all his strength, he threw it back into the vast, dark ocean. He watched it disappear into the waves, hoping it could carry his picture to the next child, someone he didn't even know, somewhere far away. "Goodbye and good luck!" Jacob shouted. His voice rang out, then echoed and faded over the dark, mysterious waters. The camera, carrying his picture and a piece of his heart, continued its endless, amazing journey. The camera tumbled and drifted through the ocean day and night. It rode the rolling waves and was carried by the swirling currents. Many different sea creatures helped it on its way. Tiny squids, giant whales, seahorses, and even swaying ocean plants. The camera continued its adventure through the vast, wide sea. It even floated past a secret sea kingdom filled with shimmering greenish fairies and graceful mermaids. Their glowing streetlights lit the underwater streets like stars. The camera continued its adventure through the vast, wide sea. The camera floated on the surface of the sea, sparkling in the sun. A curious seabird gently picked it up for a while, then dropped it back into the waves. Day after day, year after year, the camera traveled from warm waters where playful dolphins leaped to cold, faraway places with penguins and icebergs. The camera continued its adventure through the vast, wide sea. Finally, after a very long time, the camera gently floated onto the shore of a quiet, sandy beach. No one knew how long it had drifted, half buried in the sand. The camera waited, just as it once had before. A little girl spotted the camera. She ran to it and gently picked it up. She held the camera as another curious child once had. A new journey was about to begin. So I hope you enjoyed the book as much as I did. And here's the extension activity that I created for the student. It's called the connection chain. So I designed this worksheet basically like a photo album. And first, I would want the student to flash back all the magic pictures from the book and pick their favorite one and draw in square number 1. Then I would like to scaffold this step by putting all the pictures on the screen to support the student's memory, because some of them might forget the details and they wanted to know what the shape were like and the colors. So this is just a scaffolding step for them. So after the drawing, the student going to finish the sentence right here. So I saw the secret of the either Turtle City, Starfish Mountain, Machine Fish, or aliens, whatever they picked. Then they're going to sign here as first witness. Then they're going to pass the paper to the person in front of them. So after passing the paper to someone new, the person with this paper would draw something new in circle 2 based on the picture that's already given in square number 1. And after that, they're going to sign on line 3 after second witness. Put their name right here and basically write whatever they drew. Again, it could be anything the child created, a seahorse with a hat or whatever they created. And then the teacher is going to direct the passing the paper to a new person, either on your right or on your left or behind you, whatever. As long as it's a different person, that would be okay. Then to the new person is going to draw in circle 3 and then sign on as a third witness and just write whatever they drew, and then pass on to a new person and draw in circle 4 and then sign here and then write down whatever they drew. So then this is basically a complete worksheet. Then we're going to take turns to stick the paper on the wall to make a one long chain. Then we're going to start the gallery walk. So students take turns and start to walk around and look and see. And yes, they can talk, but they have to be very soft and even just whisper. Then they need to walk slowly. And that will be the activity. And last but not least, we have a challenge question. So in the book, the camera was found by many different children in many different countries through different time, even though they never met. Are those children friends? How do you know about it? How does it feel to be part of that long secret? I really hope that you enjoyed the book, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.